What is up, the world of the living? My name is Zloyxp and welcome back to Truly Bedrock. My friends, last time on Truly Bedrock we finished this cathedral build. And I say finished, but I don't actually mean finished, because there's quite a bit of work on this particular wall down here. You kind of shafted, like you people have kind of shafted the idea of the glazed terracotta stained glass. Or, alternatively, you people have absolutely loved the terracotta stained glass idea, because, as far as I can tell on the comments, it's basically split more or less down the middle. So, left to my own devices, I decided that I will, in fact, make a terracotta glass, a terracotta stained glazed terracotta glass stained glass mosaic of some sort or over here. But not today. But someday I can actually be bothered. That's the thing about glazed terracotta, my friends. Not only is it a total butt to gather, it is also a total butt to place. So we'll be placing it sometime later and sometime not today, because I do not want to be participating in that. I do not want to do that. But I do want to do that in, you know, in that creative way. In the way of, well, I can't wait to see how that comes out. So look forward to that, and look forward to your names popping up on the graves of the graveyard, which we will be building today. So yeah, today we will be walking on the graveyard around the cathedral, and I gathered some materials that you might see familiar. There's like, okay, not this. There's like stone, cobblestone, leads, because of course leads, more cobblestone, more dirt, and other stuff also. And more importantly, iron, because once again, I apologize, hiccups, I am using iron bars to segregate a section around the cathedral as a bit of a graveyardy area. And really, I had my share of cathedrals and graveyards in my Minecraft life. That's actually why I've been very hesitant to come back to this project and finally flipping continue my let's play, because I was hitting a tiny bit of, like, I don't know. Do tell me if this is something weird, or if this is something that you sometimes deal with also. But sometimes when a project is a sure thing for me, I freeze up, and it's kind of the pressure of me supposedly being good at something that really is holding me back and not letting me to finally start, because I'm basically afraid to embarrass myself. But not anymore, because guess what? That's right, it is like 4 in the morning, and at 4 in the morning I have better things to do than worry about how a graveyard is gonna come out. No, really, that is my personal way of dealing with this kind of building anxiety. Is I usually either wake up in the middle of the night and go like, you know what? About time I did that thing that I promised, that thing I wanted to do, that thing that's overdue and should have came out like a week ago or something like that, or something similar. Or most of the times I can just overcome. Like, honestly, I am not that horribly affected. And that is not to say that if you are horribly affected by anxiety, that is not to slight you. This is just my personal experiences. But I personally am actually not horribly affected by that kind of stuff. But this time it kind of hit me hard, and I really didn't feel like walking on this graveyard. Even though, and because specifically at my age and at my level of graveyard experience, I should be really well. I should be really good at building graveyards in Minecraft. I should build this one with my eyes closed. And it seems like I did, seeing how this particular bit of the wall, all decrepit and all broken down, is actually pretty good. Despite me having built it basically without looking at the PC screen. Yeah, I'm quite happy with this. But now what I want to do is I want to continue this all around, marking out a particular area that this build will occupy. And after we're done, we'll be basically, no, not here. That is an axe. That is not a thing. After that's done, we'll be basically just continuing this entire wall off camera, mind you, until it's done. And once it's done, once we have a wall, we'll know exactly the area we got to work with. Which is why we have walls, friends. Which is why we have walls, ladies and gentlemen and others. Okay, let's see. This to here, to there, to there. And then this, I'm guessing, to here, to there, to there. And perhaps a gate over here, question mark? Maybe, maybe. A gate over here, let's put it that way. And we will be just... And if we just take flight now... Yeah, look at that! That is actually looking pretty organic. That is actually looking pretty interesting. I'm not a big fan of how this beach is just not a part of it, despite being very adjacent. Hi ship. Yes, I know. This beach has to have something on it, because it's shamefully empty. But it also is way too close to the graveyard to not be a part of it. But you don't build graveyards on beaches, and you're just gonna, just go do that. I, in the meantime, also have my own work cut out for me. I need to continue this wall and also maybe figure out the situation for this side of the cathedral, as to how the graveyard is gonna span over here. So give me a moment, I'll do that, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, you're gonna laugh, but I've run out of iron. I ran out of iron bars. That's embarrassing. Hardy. But no, get a good primer. Get a good first taste of this wall. It's a nice wall, right? It's very nice. It's very graty, very wally. I always, whenever I build this type of wall, I always make sure that there's a hole through which you can climb in, because people generally don't like having to walk around this big of a enclosure. But other than that, I feel everything. I feel growing. I feel good. Everything about what I just placed works, and that's more than I can hope for, and then more than I could have asked. So I'm quite proud of this, even though this is just a wall. Now, here's a thing that I've been worried, though, as I was walking. So we decided this is gonna be the entrance in here, right? So this here, this area down here, this area around this circle. And I apologize for the thing that my POV is doing currently, because someone has a speed beacon around. So trust me, I can barely watch it, look at my screen myself. But also at this area down here, the speed actually runs out. So there's no reason for me to actually lower my POV for the video, you know, for your guys' sake. I apologize. But since this is the gate, this is also the entrance, the side entrance to the cathedral, right? So this is where I would like some sort of either fountain or a little statue or something like that. And I looked up, and the internet seems to be very content that if you're building a Minecraft statue in a graveyard, you have to have it as an angel, and I flippin' hate that idea. So we'll not be doing angels. We'll probably do just regular villager statue, as per usual, because this is the graveyard for the village, for the villagers, which is why the revive comes in. That is on the other side of the swamp, because this is supposedly where the revived zombies came from before they went and became revived citizens, as opposed to revived zombies. So that's a thought, that's an idea. And also, as well as a fountain or a statue over here, I want a little bit of a storytelling, kind of, here in the side of a wall. Because people in the comments have called out to me and told me that it is probably a good idea to have this little underground, won't need this one, have this underground basement base area as a crematorium, basically. As a place where the people employed in the cathedral have a little bit of a morgue, and where they kind of prepared people for, you know, the corpses, prepare the corpses to be put in the ground. I'm thinking this is a pretty solid idea, because corpses have to be prepared, and morticians are a thing. So I'll keep it in mind when I'll be planning the actual walkabout for the actual cathedral. Well, not cathedral, but for the actual graveyard. And all the pathways and all that kind of stuff and all the logistics, which don't have to make sense, but it always is nice when they do. Because, my friends, you might not thought about something making sense whenever you look at the environmental storytelling. But at the same time, you generally notice it. And that's what makes all the difference. Well, luckily I own an iron shop. There is no joke to it. I own an iron shop. I can't afford more iron to be wasted. But, by the way, turns out I am not the only one who owns an iron shop in the area. Because I've heard that in lieu of the recent charcoal and the other coal crisis, the dark alley deal, which is a thing I never really showcased, it's this little thing over here where some people do their, you know, back alley deals. There is apparently, yep, there is apparently a separate store for iron included. This is quite interesting, actually. This is quite interesting. And it is 1 diamond per 16, which is more expensive than my is. For me, I mean, like my one for me is absolutely free. This one for me is 1 diamond per 16, so I'm tiny bit upset over it. But I will not be cracking down on it just yet, because for one, I double checked my own shop and I am in stock for now, so they were not buying my stock out and trying to resell it. And for two, my friends, I don't feel like mining more. Well, would you look at that? This is my default statue for the villager kind, and I feel this actually fits in rather well into the entire ensemble. If you look at it from far enough away, you will notice that, yeah, this is where originally I planned to do a gate, actually. And I decided against it because this is kind of an interesting area. I don't trust myself to build a gateway diagonally. And also this intersection here is just too convenient for the nether portal area. So I'm leaving it like this for now, with the intersection and with the with the opening in the fence around here and around here at the entrance into the cathedral itself. There is another entrance in here, which is much more of a gateway type of deal. And that is because I was planning on having this gateway here lead into whatever road is gonna lead towards the stronghold over there, into the end portal. The end portal of the area of the entire village never actually got any love, and I'm pretty sure no one's really doing anything with it. So I decided to kind of not really merge, but kind of merge these two projects into one another. Now, this here is a very frustrating area to be building in because of the constant change in the elevation, which is why I feel I could kind of cheat it a little bit and maybe put a Krypton type build around here to help myself with the elevation. You see, if I put a Krypton down here, I will not have to deal with it, with the elevation type of deal, because I will just make the foundation for it a tiny bit taller. And it does make sense for the foundation to be a tiny bit taller and tiny bit higher and tiny bit more sturdy in an area that is by a swamp. You know, in general, that's kind of a good idea to have. The twist, though, and the reason I brought up the stronghold over here, is that this Krypton would not just serve as a Krypton. I wanted to also serve as an entrance into a small network of underground tunnels leading into the network of underground tunnels that is the stronghold. Now, I don't yet exactly know what I want to do with it, because, once again, the stronghold itself, no one really touched it. So I don't know what I want to do with the end portal. And I don't know how much I want to disassemble the original stronghold, which, if I know myself, I would love to just blow it to smithereen, blow all of it up. But at the same time, I don't know. At this point, if I would create a little secret passage in the Krypton down into the area underneath the village into the stronghold, it would be incredibly easy to create a tunnel that resembles the default stronghold generation. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking, and that's what I'm thinking mostly because silverfish are a little bit of a headache to deal with. So I'm leaving myself this as an option. But as of right now, I haven't smelted nearly enough smooth stone to create the little tile button on the floor that I was hoping for. And yeah, in the meantime, everything here needs to be covered in graves, for which I don't even know. For one, it does make sense to put some smaller type of gravestone, something amongst the lines of just a block with a wall on top of it, around here, just leading up to the Krypton, to the left and to the right from the actual road to it. Then I will definitely be able to decorate it with some decorative shrubbery, and of course with flowers that people would leave on the gravestones. At the same time, this prevents me from bringing up any amount of religion in Minecraft. As I already told you guys, I don't really like doing it. So I'm heavily opposed to making crosses in Minecraft, because that kind of implies that the villagers around here are Christian, and they probably are not. But also that sadly goes against, well, one of the best cross designs I got, which is this one. Not that way. Which is this one that you can make, especially now with all of the walls, all of the stairways available. Yeah, you can even make this little circular roundy thing that they have. I'm sorry, I don't know much about the religion. I can't really explain why they do that, what they do, but you know what I mean. You can create basically this design, and very easily, and it even looks really well when done out of regular, natural, smooth stone. So yeah, look at that. Look. It's Celtic, and it's nice, and it's way too big, to be completely honest, for like this exact area, so I'll be removing it. But cross or not, there is one symbol I feel all of us can embrace as the one that should be on a gravestone in a video game. And yes, you all shall press it. Anyway, as far as the Krypton design goes, I got... Wait a minute. Hey, you! Get back! Get back in! Get back in! Get in there! There we go! So the design for the Krypton, as I planned it, well, planned, okay, it's a tiny bit too loud of a word, as I imagined it, is just gonna be kind of this. One little indentation inwards, a big indentation outwards, and a triangle roof on top, just to kind of keep it simple. Just to kind of keep it all crypty and whatnot. And really, it's any more decorations and you kind of get in a house instead of a crypt. So it's better to keep it simple, except for one particular thing. I was thinking about maybe adding armor stands over the entrance over here, you know, to pretend to be statues. But the trouble with that naturally is that armor stands don't necessarily look like statues. Even when equipped with heads, they really are very blatantly armor stands. So I don't actually know. Might actually try and chip into gray leather armor, but that's the trouble, isn't it? Grey leather armor will still have those stupid pads, like brown dots, on the knees and on the elbows and on the helmet, so it's still not a perfect solution. I'll be honest with you, I kind of low-key hate Minecraft leather armor because of the how sporty and weird it looks. You'd think like if you given the player a dyeable armor, just make the whole thing the same color. But no, they decided to add the accents. And as a result, it is so utterly unusable. And this might be one of the only reasons, one of the only builds where using the same color material for the roof as the walls is appropriate and very much welcome. Yeah, I think this is working out. Now, another thing that I really wanted to talk about is the innards, because, yeah, this is a pretty cramped Krypton. Not that the dead mind, I assume. The thing, though, is that it's the Coffin Design. Yeah, it's the Coffin Design that I wanted to talk to you about. Because, on one hand, I'm okay with doing this. I'm okay with just having a chest. But also, chests are just so universally recognized as chests in this game that is kind of sad and kind of embarrassing. Alternatively, I was thinking we could make ourselves a little bit of a coffin, a little bit of this thing. Now, this is basically the coffin design that I used back on Decidedly Vanilla when I was role-playing as a necromancer, and yeah, it's a pretty good one. It's a pretty nice one. It's a pretty sturdy one. It comes with some bonus points though. And this bonus point is that if I want a secret passage underneath the coffin, I will not have to make a piston doors. I will just do this, like open it on my own. Though really, that robs me of an opportunity to put some red wool down there and pretend that the coffin has an actual like satin lining inside. Decisions. I'm just gonna pretend that we can have it both ways and make this the red lining inside, and if you open this one, that's where the actual passage is gonna be. Unless I can get a hold of Silent and convince him to make me a proper piston door over here. Any reason there's a beacon in the middle of the swamp? If there's a lady distributing Excaliburs over there, we don't want any! Get out of the swamp! Let's see, I do think there is a chance of me making this look not awful. But once again, because this is Bedrock Edition, because this is Minecraft, we do have to do it a little bit the stupid way. Okay, because it's a gray dye, not red, not light gray, the brown bits do still look silly, but not as silly. And that is pretty much enough for me. Okay, now I want to try and add wings to it, and this might not work whatsoever. Might work a bit, and it might... it probably won't work perfectly, but here we go. This is one of my favorite. Why can't I do this? Hi. There we go. One of my favorite tricks is phasing an armor stand into another armor stand. So if you just break this, this just looks like this guy has 4 arms. I wonder if I can push this even further. Nope, nah, not at all, not really. No. I was hoping that because of the wooden bits that stick out, looking a bit like dragon's horns, I would be able to make this into like a dragon face looking downwards. No, that's not exactly a thing that I can do, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna leave this like this, and if people want to base a religion around a 4-armed person with a, you know, with a rectangle instead of a face, should feel free to. It's whatever. They're allowed to, let's put it that way. But now it should be the moment that I've been waiting for quite a bit, because now I need to go rummage through my comment section, picking out people to actually bury in this silly area. And I have quite plenty of space to actually do that, so let's! So first thing that was instant success in adding to the graveyard is Eric S commented, "Here lies Zloyxp hopes and dreams." Which is a thing big enough, I feel I need to give the double grave to. Yep, this is the Bethesda gravestone, as I coined the term. And it's supposed to be like a couple's graveyard, so yeah. That's why we're going for a double one. And you know what? I'm not gonna make this yellow. Let's just go with black and bold. Another goodie was suggested by Aldrich over here. He lies Lester Moore. No less, no more. Flippin' hilarious. And JBFJ7683 commented, have Pigglesworth and Datcraft's grave in the cemetery because they probably died of water after playing Heave-Ho. Which, you know what? That would make sense. That would make sense, but I don't know how Pig and DC would actually feel themselves about me just, you know, claiming that they are dead. So I'm just gonna instead bury the Zloyxp Craft series. I mean, approximately the same time, right? Well, that's most of the area more or less done. Clearly it could use a lot more shrubbery, but shrubbery and generally greenery in Minecraft is a little bit of a thing that I like adding behind the scenes because it's mostly just randomized block vomiting. I don't know what is with me and votes today, I just cannot vote, I apologize. But no, I mean what I say. It is random block vomiting and it is tricky to pinpoint, and I don't yet know exactly how to explain exactly how tricky it is. Before we go though, I would like to give a call out to this one grave that is still open. It was clearly recently dug for someone, and to the way this area looks from outside, which is really what redeemed this entire project for me. Because as I go away, yeah, look at this. Look at this from in the revive. It looks homely. It looks like it makes sense. The cathedral fits in perfectly, and it just all creates this feel of actually it being a graveyard. Defense posts really work. The graves are recognizable as graves, and the Krypton is recognizable as a Krypton. So I'm quite happy with the way this came out, and I hope that you guys are happy too. So next time I think we'll take another look at it after I add all the greenery, but that's pretty much it for the for the project. And I stumbled into Ben who drowned and Vingus and Dingus who were at one point zombified back and unzombified all over again. So that was a fun situation that I don't want to go through again. Anyway, that's gonna be it for today's episode. So thank you everybody so much for watching. This has been Zloyxp. This has been Truly Bedrock. To be continued. Have a good one. Bye bye.